Welcome back to Caffeine Connoisseurs. In this week's episode, we're reviewing Eastlick Coffee Company's Brazilian coffee. So before I start this week's episode, I just want to give a shout out to our Instagram, which is now live. If you want to go and visit that, you can click on the link down in the description, or the username will be on the screen somewhere here. It's just caffeine.connoisseurs because someone already stole Caffeine Connoisseurs, so just as one long word. So if you know who owns that and want to contact me, just DM me and we'll sort it out. So yeah, the coffee that we're reviewing this week comes from a company called Eastlick Caffeine Company, and they have many different types of coffee on their website. I even have one of them down here, the Ace Blend, that I'll be making a video on in the future. So the reason that I chose the Brazilian coffee is because Brazil is where like 30% of the world's coffee comes from, and they just have really good coffee there. And two, I also have sort of a special relationship with Brazil, the company that I work for. We have a Brazilian branch, and also both of my parents have been to Brazil, and I was supposed to go like earlier this year, but that didn't really pan out because of the worldwide defining event of 2020 that YouTube won't let you mention, or it puts like a weird banner at the bottom of your video. So I'm not going to say the name of it, but everyone knows what I'm talking about when I say that I can't travel. Can't travel out of the country because I'm actually traveling out of the state in the next week. Anyway, yeah, I want to talk a little bit about the brand of this coffee and one of the co-founders, actually, because how I found this coffee company is actually a little bit interesting. So I play a game called Rainbow Six Siege, and one of my friends is like, hey Drake, actually the voice actor for the operator Caveira actually has like a coffee company, like she's the co-founder of it and like co-owner and everything, so you should go check this coffee company out and review it for your channel. And I was like, yeah, that's interesting. And actually, if you don't know what Rainbow Six Siege is, it's basically a game where you're either trying to attack or defend a bomb. And yeah, that's all the detail that I'm going to give you, because if I try to go too much more in depth, people will get angry and comment down below about why I'm wrong about what the game is. So yeah, in this game, you can play as an operator Caveira, and what her special ability is to go around, and while the attackers are coming into your base, you get one, you interrogate one, and then your team knows where all the other attackers are. And honestly, I don't know how many of you have actually seen her, but I definitely let her interrogate me.
You must recover the diffuser.
Where's the rest of you?
All friendlies have been eliminated.
But yeah, anyway, the voice actor for that operator was the co-founder and co-owner of this company. My friend's like, hey, I found this out, so you should review this company. So that's why I'm reviewing this company. And also, which is really cool, I got a handwritten note signed by Joel down here, I'm pretty sure. And thanks for the thank you note. And they wrote my name, Drake, at the top. It said, thank you, enjoy the coffee. So yeah, that's pretty cool. You get a handwritten note from them. So, to actually get into talking about this specific coffee, it is reasonably priced at $16, which I honestly think is a really good deal because I've paid more for some like random brands of coffee that I find in a grocery store. So for some specialty coffee, this is very reasonably priced. So now, since we are caffeine connoisseurs, the caffeine content of this coffee, I wasn't actually able to find a numerical value for that answer, but just by drinking it, I can tell that it's probably somewhere around 100 milligrams of caffeine. It's definitely not high powered like some of the other ones that we've reviewed on this channel, but they're also not branded as a extremely high powered coffee or strongest coffee in the world or some of those that we review. So I would say that it's probably somewhere around the ballpark of 100 milligrams of caffeine per cup of coffee. So I really enjoy the flavor of this coffee because it has some hints of like green apple and pineapple in it, and it's a lighter roast coffee because if I open the bag here and maybe I can get a close up of these beans, but you can't obviously see those. But This is a lighter roast than some of the other coffee that we review on the channel. And because it's a lighter roast, you can get more of those undertones and flavors that you really want. And I do prefer actually some of the qualities of a dark roast more than a light roast. But since this coffee isn't actually exposed to as much heat as a dark roast would be, lighter roast actually can have more caffeine sometimes. And also, this coffee has a really good texture to it. It's really smooth coffee, even though it is a little thin at times, which that can also change with the way you brew it. If you use more coffee and less water, you'll normally get a fuller body to it. Of course, the roasting process and how the coffee's processed and all that also factors into it, but you can have some effect on it with how you brew it. And with this coffee here, I brewed about 20 grams of whole coffee beans, because I did get whole coffee beans, to about 10 ounces of water. I'm shaking. I've had so much caffeine today that I'm actually shaking. On these days that I record, I make so many cups of coffee that, oh my gosh, I've had so much caffeine today. And also, I forgot to mention, this is made with Arabica beans, and the variety of Arabica beans that is made with is cacti. Did I say that right? It's not cacti, it's cacti. It has a little bit more of a... I'll put the spelling on screen here, actually, because I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, because I've only seen it written. I've never actually heard anyone say it. So yeah, and how I know that is actually it's here on the back of the bag. They have a lot of information about it. They have how it was processed and also the variety of Arabica beans that it was made from. And as I've said in multiple videos at this point, I think Arabica beans do have more flavor while having a tiny bit less caffeine than like Robusta beans, but they have more flavor, which is mainly the reason why a lot of people drink coffee probably. I know it gets you up and started in the morning, but if people didn't like the flavor, why would they drink it? And the processing of this gives it even more flavor because it's naturally processed coffee, which means that it has all the fruit and stuff with it instead of washed coffee where all the fruit and everything is stripped away and then it's left to dry and still leaving it whole and drying it. So naturally processing coffee like that actually gives it more flavor too, which makes sense. So if you want to buy any of this coffee, you can go down below in the description and purchase this coffee. I don't get anything from this because I'm not going to put an Amazon link. They're a very small company. I don't know how many people know about them, but they have some really good coffee. Anyway, yeah, go down, buy some of their coffee if you want to, and I will see you in next week's video. Don't forget to go and follow the Instagram because I'll be giving you like sneak peeks, updates, stuff like that on the videos, and even a day-to-day of what I drink in the terms of coffee in the morning. So anyway, I will see you in next week's video. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next week. Peace.